Tonight's presentation is the penultimate and the biggest event in the Humanities Center 2015-2016 themed season called Synoptics. We have Anna Deavere Smith. I was lucky enough to see her perform her pieces Fires in the Mirror, which was about the Crown Heights riots in Brooklyn in 1990, and Twilight Los Angeles, for which she was nominated for not one but 2 Tony Awards on Broadway and a Pulitzer Prize. I was later very fortunate to be a guest scholar at an endeavor of hers called the Arts and Civic Dialogue that she ran for 3 years at Harvard, bringing together artists, scholars, and members of the public to engage in dialogue prompted by arts events.
So this new project is about the school to prison pipeline. And it's in this moment where we think we might be on the brink of a new civil rights movement. And some people would like that to be about police. And we've had this extraordinary film festival, haven't we, over the last more than a year now, a long time now, 2 years almost, of these seeing things we've seen happen between police and particularly people of color. And so we're aware of this, more than aware of this problem which pops up from time to time. So some people think it's about policing, and some people think it's about education, and certainly lots of people think it's about inequality, what this movement could be about. But so I'm looking at the parts that's about education, and so I'm going to present some stuff from that today, what I have observed. But I hope, in the interest of this notion of the synoptics, that what you will observe as I go through these variety of people I've talked to on a tape recorder, and I'm in the process now of, saying their words often enough to become them. I'm really in limbo. I'm nowhere near at this point, still in progress. I hope you will see that each of these people has a different relationship to observation. So here's a philosopher and a historian. And we might want to sort of bookmark and think in the back of our mind, when does compassion get evoked? When does the observer become compassionate and reveal that? So this is Maxine Greene, philosopher of education, extraordinary woman, 1917 to 2014. I was just crazy about her. And this is called Factories.
But the institution itself was modeled after the factory when it started. And I always tell people when they put clocks in classrooms and they try to impose like clock time on children who grew up on farms, or for example, to put the principal in an office, it makes you frightened to go. Or even when I go to a school and I stand at the clerks, I'm very nervous if they're busy. I don't know if I should say anything. But it's all structured like the factory with a boss and where they're workers. I think that's a part of it. It's linked to the acceptance of hierarchies. I can't stand that. And, the only thing I can think is, Thomas Jefferson, who's so admired. He had a bill, one of the first bills for public education, and many had like schools. And out of the first 3 years, they choose 10 kids, and out of the next 3, they choose more. But it was for excellence. It was a very meritocratic kind of thing. You choose the worthy one. He said, you choose the worthy ones, and he said, you throw out the rubbish. And the rubbish were the poor kids who couldn't make it. After you get the excellent ones who will appreciate our rational legislators. And when you think of the impact that those denials had, this great spokesman who had slaves and wouldn't let them go when he died, incredible. Oh, yeah, you throw out the rubbish, I can show you. I'll show you. In his notes on the state of Virginia, yeah, you throw out the rubbish. Maxine Greene.
So this is taking off on this idea of how eye contact can get you in big trouble with authority, with the police. So I met him in his lawyer's office. He would not look at me. This is called Big Stick. I don't even look the police way, to tell you the truth. That's not even me. I don't need to pay the police no mind, you feel me? If they look at me, I just turn my head. If I look back at you, I'm not going to mug you. I must look the other way. That's all there is to it. You feel me? Because if you look at the police so hard or so straight, like see how he was, Freddie Gray, in a way, like around this neighborhood. If the neighborhood police know you in a neighborhood, they don't care about none of that. They're going to do something to you. I don't care what neighborhood you're in. It could be a quiet neighborhood, anything. If the neighborhood police know you from being bad, not even being bad, being in an area, hanging with somebody that they know that's bad, they're going to harass you. And if they harass you, why are you looking at me like that? They will ask you, why are you looking at me like that, in a smart way. Jump out that car, pulling their stick, all that. You feel me? I done had a police ask me, why am I walking in the street? Why am I crossing the street? What you mean, why am I crossing the street? I say something back, they jump out of the car, so I get back on the curb, you feel me? There's no need for you to get out of your car, you feel me, and talk to me. You can see why I'm walking across the street. They don't even say, excuse me, sir, come here, none of that. But you just ask me, why am I crossing the street? It's not late outside. It's not none of that. So what do you... There's a whole lot of police out here just being police, being what they do. Be smart. That's all I have to say to you. Be smart. That's all there is to it. Like, I don't know what you're doing. If that's your hustle, you got something on you. Don't even pay the police no mind. Don't even draw no attention. And even if you don't got nothing on you, I still don't expect for you to draw no attention to the police. The police, they don't care about none of that. They don't care, even if you don't got nothing on you. Why look at the police? Why mug the police if you ain't got no problem with the police? They mug me all day. I don't pay the police out here no mind. They mug me all day. I don't care about none of that they doing. I see them like, you feel me, like, but I don't have too much to say to police and all that. They beat me like 4 times, I think 4 times. 4 times, I remember. There's nothing you can say to protect yourself from the police except run your mouth. And then if you really run your mouth, they're going to do something to you. And then if they chase you and they catch you and they can't find nothing on you, whoo, they're going to make it worth their while. They're going to beat you straight like that. It don't matter if they black or white. It don't even matter if they black or white at this point. This ain't no black or white situation. I ain't trying to hear that. Because I seen plenty of black officers do it. And I'm black. To black people, I seen plenty of white officers do it. I see it do it together. This ain't no racist thing. It's a hate thing. What's the point of you beating me or locking me up if you can't find nothing on me? Why? Because I made you run? Come on now. You trained for that. It's a hate thing. Neighborhood police be hating, just hateful people, like they can see you with a couple dollars in your hand, no drugs, no nothing, just a couple dollars, and they think you're doing wrong. What is it with you? You don't know me. I work, and yet you pull me over asking me, where's this money come from? You ain't got no right to ask me where my money come from. You ain't got no want, no nothing. Put your hands on me, period. The hell they do it. I'm not going to sit here and fuss with you about none of that. Because I know you the police. And you're going to do what you want regardless. And you got a big stick. So, hey. Alan Bullock. Cornell West. When I was doing my work on the Los Angeles riots, he kept talking about despair all the time. So I sat down, we had some cognac, and I said, why are you talking about despair all the time? And he said that despair is not where you end, it's where you start, but at the level of hope, not optimism. He says optimism and hope are different. Optimism tends to be based on the notion that there's enough evidence out there that things are going to be better, much more rational, deeply secular. Whereas hope looks at the evidence and says, it doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good at all. I'm going to make a leap of faith, go beyond the evidence to try to create new possibilities based on visions that become contagious to allow people to engage in heroic actions always against odds, no guarantee whatsoever. That's hope.